All of it kind of stems from drinking. I wish I'd known to save money earlier because I blew a lot of money when I was drinking. And I wish I had known to take better care of my teeth earlier. Take care of your teeth, kids. It's very important. Hey, what's up? It's Randy from Lamb of God, and this is my top 3. Definitely the best concert I ever saw was in 1988. It was Leeway, Corrosion of Conformity, and headlining was the Bad Brains. I was 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, something like that. The other concerts all just kind of pale in comparison. I've seen thousands of bands, so I don't know, man. I haven't been to any shows recently. I've just been touring. I don't go out to see music anymore. I hide. Yeah, and I just don't want to be in a loud place. You know, I like quiet. I don't listen to music much anymore. I read books. That's what I do. I definitely, well, what I've been reading lately, not necessarily my top 3, but on this tour, I'm reading Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell, because we were just in Paris and I love reading that kind of stuff. I just finished a book called A Billion Years. I can't remember the guy's author, but he's an ex-Scientologist of the Church of Scientology. They're fucking lunatics. So that's kind of interesting to me. And then today, here in Deutschland, I'm starting a book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl, who is a Jewish German psychiatrist or psychologist who was in the concentration camps in Auschwitz and wrote a book about his experience there and how he survived that and what sort of he feels mentally was the best attitude to take in order to get through an unimaginable situation like that. I do a lot of research wherever I'm going. I like to immerse myself in the culture. Like when we're going to England, there's a popular series of sort of espionage novels called the Slough House series. The first book in that was called The Slow Horses. It takes place in London with the MI6. They're basically their secret service. It's kind of a funny series of books. So I saved one of that series to read while I'm in London. You know, just kind of get in that mentality. I enjoy it. Japan, Australia, United States. Those are the top 3. No, they're all very, very different places. That's why I like them, you know, like United States, of course, is home. And it's certainly the easiest country to tour in. Everything is very convenient there. But I like, especially with somewhere like Japan, it's so culturally different. You know, it's a super cool place to play. Love going there. And I love going to Australia. Culturally, it's more similar to the United States, but it's a very mellow, laid back place. It's like being at the beach all the time. But most bands, when you ask them where do you love touring, they're going to say Japan and Australia, at least most American bands.
Hi, we're in Japan going completely insane.
My favorite movie of all time is Lost in Translation. And I've watched that in Japan. I've watched it before I go to Japan. So I love that movie. It's a beautiful, beautiful work. It's great. And it's nothing it explains the feeling of going to Japan for the first time better than anything I've ever seen. Very calm. And, you know, I've been to a lot of the places in the film. Like whenever I'm in Tokyo, I go to the Park Hyatt, which is in the film, a lot of it takes place in a bar at the top of this hotel. It has a magnificent view of Tokyo. And I go there every time I'm there and go up there and have a non-alcoholic beer and just look out at Tokyo and think about Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. It's a beautiful film. And also the beginning of it captures the weird jet lag feeling you get going to Japan for the first time. But as far as some of my other favorite movies, I mean, I watch like whatever. I love vampire stuff. I'm a big vampire geek, you know. Anything with vampires, I'll watch that. I love science fiction stuff, so I love Blade Runner. Bad Brains, self-titled, the Roar cassette. Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks, and Sam Hain, Unholy Passion EP. I've been listening to them since I was 13 years old, probably. Formative records, very important records in my life.
Be water, my friend. Like that, you see?
I see.
Well, my grandmother, she died 2 years ago. She's 100.5 years old. She lived a very long life. She was raised during the Depression, so I learned a lot from her. She raised me partially when I was a young kid, and she did not have an easy life, particularly growing up. But she never complained. She hated complaining. And I learned a lot from that, I complained too much. She never did, really, As far as other people, the Roman philosopher king Marcus Aurelius is a very interesting, the Stoic philosopher, emperor Marcus Aurelius, very interesting guy. I like him a lot. And as far as like artists, I think as far as an inspiring artist, like Nick Cave is a musician, he's a brilliant writer, brilliant lyricist, brilliant composer, and just a refined man of culture, but also comes from an extremely sort of gnarly punk band, like The Birthday Party in the beginning. They were awesome. So what a lovely day. I wish I had figured out that I was an alcoholic earlier and how to stop. I've been sober for 12 years. I wish I had figured out that drinking wasn't working for me. I kind of knew inside, but I wish I had accepted it earlier. I wish I had known to, all the kind of stems from drinking. I wish I had known to save money earlier because I blew a lot of money when I was drinking. And I wish I had known to take better care of my teeth earlier. But I got fillings and all that shit because you get drunk and forget to brush your teeth. Take care of your teeth, kids. It's very important. Things I cannot live without on tour. Books, number one. Noise canceling headphones. Those are very important. Sometimes I don't have music in them. It's just to block out the noise. Books, noise canceling headphones, and comfortable shoes. Of my own songs, I like King Me a lot. I like Resurrection Man off not the latest album, but the one before it. And I like Omerta. They're all slower songs. I like slow music.